Good morning, YouTube. Breaking news. April is officially going to list her home in Chicago.
That's
She's
true.
spoken to a couple of realtors, and she has officially moved to Kansas. She is here. She is real.
It's true.
I haven't made her up. This isn't some weird AI-generated thing that someone's come up with. Like, this is a real person that has moved from Chicago to Kansas to be with me, and she's selling her home, her escape to go back.
Right, that's true.
She's decided it's done.
It's time, it's done. I like Kansas. I'm going to miss the crime, the smog, and the congestion of people everywhere.
I'm still just an absolute awe. I'm sure you all are just as surprised as me. But April is never the type of person to half-ass anything, especially when it comes to selling her home. So she's been doing a lot of research, and you found something interesting for Good Morning YouTube, huh?
That's right. Well, I mean, like the average home price in America is around $379,000 for the average price. Which
Total,
I
like
thought,
across the entire country,
right,
coast to
across
coast.
everywhere. And I thought it would be a lot lower. For some reason, I thought things would be more affordable for people and families to buy a home. That's the American dream, to be able to purchase a home.
Right.
Which that seems like a lot.
It is very expensive, but I'm
Right.
sure it has something to do with California just getting more and more insane. But
Yes.
is that up from previous years?
Yeah, well, actually, on the National Association for Realtors, they're showing that home prices are increasing, which I thought was interesting. Because everywhere we're thinking, you know, during the pandemic and everything skyrocketed. All the home prices were crazy.
Yes.
But they're actually still going up. Now, let me tell you, right now the median home price is $379,100.
Okay.
Did I say that number right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. But last year, $360,800. So just a mild increase, but it's interesting that it's still going up.
I mean, 20 grand, that's still a lot,
Right.
but that's the entire country, like coast to coast. The
Exactly.
average price is $380,000, that much.
Right. But here's the more interesting part, okay? In the Northeast, specifically, the home prices are up 10%, which is a lot. When you're taking these huge numbers across all of America, the home prices in the Northeast, so something cool going on there, but they're up 10% from last year, which is a lot.
Okay.
Now, these prices are all on existing home sales, not new builds right now, okay? But and you will see in the Midwest also a 7.6 increase of prices, the West 6%, and the South just 4%, which I feel like in the South, like that's where everyone would want to move, and so the home prices
That's
should
just
be
where
going
you want
up
to move
there.
because it's warmer.
I so do. You're so right. I so want to move to the South.
So
okay?
she wanted to move to Arizona, but the halfway mark is Kansas. That's what I joked. So we compromised. You're halfway there.
I'm halfway to Arizona.
Yeah, so that was existing homes. Because
Right.
I know like new homes, the builds were crazy because of high lumber prices and everything, and that sort of leveled back out.
Right, exactly. The new home builds. I don't know where.
Oh,
you
you've got a new graph.
I have more charts.
Yes.
So this chart shows the average for all new homes and existing homes, which is really high. In Q4 of 2023, it was $492,000. So
But
almost
look at that
$500,000.
big jump, like I said, when the prices were so high. So this is the federal government's research site. I'm going to go all the way back. Let's go to 10 years ago. Q4 2013, $334,000 versus Q4 $492,000.
Yeah, that's a big jump because you can see throughout, 1960, it's been very steadily
$22,000 in 1966,
Right.
which is just insane. And then around when we bought our first houses, like in the recession 2009, to then $257,000.
Right,
so.
right. And of course, a huge jump during the pandemic,
Wow.
which was crazy. But it was very predictable up until about 2020, the beginning of 2020.
So if you're not building, it's just very expensive and kind of silly to build something right now.
Right.
I'm doing a whole renovation, and it's way too expensive. But
It's a lot.
buying existing homes, the average across the country is almost $400,000.
Correct. So I thought maybe we should see what you can afford with that average home buying price throughout the country in different states.
In Kansas, that still gets you some really nice stuff, huh?
And I did look in Kansas, which here $350,000.
Oh, a few acres here.
A few acres.
In Augusta, Kansas.
It's almost 3,000 square feet.
So that's 20 miles east of it. What the heck? Did they Photoshop the pond like it was a little empty, so they Photoshopped in some water?
Yeah, they Photoshopped in water. You never know. I feel like anytime you look at homes on Zillow and you go there, it's just never as good in person. Probably like a lot of dating profiles.
But this is a sort of outdated ranch on a few acres.
There's a trampoline inside the living room area.
So an indoor trampoline. Is that what drew you to this house?
Of course. And they have a little asbestos popcorn ceiling going on. Some looks like paneling inside.
So it needs some updating, but you get a house with a couple of acres.
What is in that bathroom?
Oh, they like threw all their stuff in there because they were photographing. They didn't want everyone to see all their junk, so they just hid it everywhere.
That's so
Oh,
crazy.
a drop panel ceiling in the basement. So
it's fine.
this isn't really showing Kansas all that well, but it is a house in the country with a workshop, a big barn, some acreage for $350,000. Look, you get a barn.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
It is very cool. Now here's a new build in Kansas for about the same price.
$369,000 for 5 bedrooms, 3 baths.
This is like
Brand
a
new.
model home right here.
Look, it's
This
gorgeous.
is beautiful. It's stunning. There's no personality to it. You kind of have to add your own. It's very cookie cutter, new build.
This is a new spec build where they wanted to be as neutral as possible, so nobody's like, oh, I don't like this. They can just make it their own with some paint and some stuff.
But 5 bedrooms, 2,400 square feet for $370,000, which is what they're asking for. So you can totally lowball them a little bit.
Your house in Chicago is about that size with less bedrooms, and you're going to get more than double.
Oh yeah.
And look at that.
That's
Nice big lot.
Well, let's take a look at Chicago for about the same price. Check out this.
If you survive
beauty.
being able to go house shopping there without getting carjacked or robbed or whatever,
just make sure you lock your doors or you lock your car door, which Tyler doesn't do a lot. I feel like I shouldn't be telling everyone because they're going to see you leave your car and they're going to go rummage through it because Tyler
There's
doesn't
nothing in
lock
there to
his
steal. There's really
doors.
nothing in there to steal.
But they check the handles like it's a normal thing.
Chicago, which you are abandoning for me, for us. Good morning, YouTube.
Well,
all right.
Check out this Thin Mint special. Look at that
Whoa.
beautiful exterior. That has to be
Built
full
in
of
1925.
There is that some AstroTurf stairs.
Lovely.
1,200
square feet,
Right.
100 years old.
I mean, everything needs to be redone.
It's been redone once in the 70s at least, yeah.
I think so.
That's all that paneling and things.
It's
the porch has
it's
carpet.
rough.
There's carpet everywhere.
It's rough.
It's hideous.
This is tough. This looks like the second floor up here, which isn't really the headroom. You're not going to get any
in
headroom
Chicago.
Oh, that's rough.
For more money, this is $40,000 more than that brand new house in Kansas.
Yeah.
You get half the square footage that is dated,
This is
100
rough.
years old, detached garage, and is it in a bad area?
No, it's not a terrible area. But the thing is, like, there's no tornadoes, but they're slowly coming through Chicago area.
Yeah, it's all shifting sort of north and east as the
so if a tornado
climate
hits
change.
this, it's goodbye, lights out.
So that's a pretty bad old house.
Yeah, this is another one in Chicago I had to show you. It's crazy how tiny this is. They say 3,000 square feet, but
It can't be.
so not 3,000 square
Little
feet.
bitty lot.
$400,000 for this.
And then you have a window unit for AC,
No
which that's
AC.
tough. Yeah.
Right next to an alley.
The little cars are sticking out of the garage because the garage is too small. So it's not even a 2-car garage.
They
the
are
crypt basement. So are they counting the basement? Is that how they're doing the square footage?
which you're not supposed to,
Yeah.
unless it's a walkout basement, I
Oh,
guess.
dear.
But Chicago, you just don't count the basements as square footage. Usually, the window units, no air conditioning, $400,000.
And everything, like, they just have normal size furniture and it's just all crammed up against the wall.
it's
Everything, it just struggles to fit. Why would you want to live in Chicago? I don't understand.
It's tough. I don't know why I lived there for so long. But how about some glamour? How about California?
Okay.
Let's see what we can afford in LA area.
For the average home price, so under 400,
Right.
that's not a home.
This is West Hollywood because you can't get a house in California in the LA area for $400,000.
It just has a dash for the bedroom. So this is a studio condo?
This is a studio for $400,000.
With 446 square feet.
That is it.
So that's smaller than this barn, our 1-bedroom Good Morning YouTube studio, because that's 1,200 square feet.
It's tough. Is there a window? There's little
It's a third of the size. It's barely bigger than this room.
bars up against the windows. This is a rough one. This is tough.
They did some nice finishing with the marble tile and things, but it's $400,000 for 446 square feet to live in West Hollywood.
It's like a marble faux look, I would say. But California is ridiculously expensive.
Why? I get that it's very pretty out there, but I go once or twice a year. I get to see the pretty things, and then I leave. I get my fill because of the traffic and just all the people, and it's so hard to do anything out there. Like, why? Why would you live out there?
It's beautiful. How about we take a little trip to New York if you're not into California?
If you want to buy something in New York City, if you're not making it in Hollywood, you try and make it on Broadway. And well, that's not New York, New York. That's the Bronx.
No, this is the Bronx, and
like
almost $380,000 for this. It says 4 bedrooms. I'm not sure if it's quite that.
You get to live in a prison.
It literally looks like a prison. Everything's boarded up.
Wait, go back up, because they board up the upper windows too, or they bar them at least on all the houses.
Right. Well, this home might have had some issues for it, but
the neighbors are barred up too.
all the neighbors, the second story is boarded up as well, so probably a lot of break-ins in this area.
Yeah.
It looks really rough. Everything needs to be refinished and redone in it.
Oh, and then the photos of your parking in the back too, so you're just parking right there on the street. It's terrible parking in the back, and it looks like it's been stripped and absolutely ruined.
Right, everything needs to be redone.
But at least you found a home, but still the home shares walls. So they call this a house in New York, but it's not a condo, but
it's rough.
Basically is. Yeah.
It's rough. Now, the city that is just completely going over the top with all the added new sports teams and everything.
Yes.
I was curious to see Las Vegas, what $400,000 would get you.
Well, your brother lives there.
My brother lives there.
He thinks it's a great place to buy real estate right now because of those reasons.
Right, huge investment.
You can get a decent house there, right?
Well, right here, $400,000.
A mid-century modern. This is very, very Las Vegas.
It's very Las Vegas, but it's just for $400,000. I felt like you could maybe get a little more. It does say 2,000 square feet.
Right.
But it's a really nice house. It feels bigger because the ceilings are higher.
Yes.
Some interesting paint color choices.
Well, it's just a little carpet and paint, and that'll all clean up.
Yeah. So three bedrooms, 2 bath. You got a pool back there. Looks a little sketchy, a little dirty.
But still, this is way better than anything else other than Kansas that we've seen so far. You get a pool, you get a cool mid-century modern that you do some flooring and some paint, and it's totally livable and pretty cool looking.
Yeah, you gotta tear that carpet's bad. Lots of renovations going on here, but that seems like a lot still. $400,000 for
compared to what you get in Kansas, absolutely, because that's half the size. But still, it's something.
Right. How about Miami, Florida? Let's see what $400,000 buys you in Miami.
If it's not like a luxury condo, then it's sketch. Because Miami can be, oh, we're in prison again.
We're in prison. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath.
Not much.
900 square feet.
Very tiny.
Lots of
So once
bars.
again, smaller than this condo, which is 30 by 40 in 1 bedroom.
Look at those fancy pillars holding up the roof there.
Wow.
And the whole thing just needs to be completely
closed
wiped
off. Well,
out.
at least you have a yard for a dog, I suppose. But yeah, the washer and dryer's outside.
Wait, is it outside?
Yeah, look, it's like in a shed and cinder blocks and
They're
such.
just showing off that, hey, you can walk outside at any time of year in Florida because we can put our washer and dryer outside.
But that is Miami, obviously in a rougher area because they have the whole driveway gated, and then they have their home gated, all the windows on top of that.
Right.
All the bars on it. So you live in Miami, you're probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes from the beach, but you go home to basically having to imprison yourself to keep away from the crime.
Can you imagine spending $400,000 on something like that? Like, it takes a lot to make that much money.
Once again, Kansas, so much better. So much better.
True. All right, last place, because this is where I really want to live. We're going to Arizona. We're going to Scottsdale area right now.
Okay.
Check out this beauty. $400,000 buys you in Glendale, Arizona. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,600 square feet. Look at that pool right there, baby, and all those huge palm trees.
Yes.
I would spend $400,000 just on those palm trees alone. That's living in paradise right here.
Yes, you get the kidney bean pool. Ooh. Oh, big cactuses too?
Cacti.
Cacti?
Also, the grammar police will get you.
All right.
It's just, this is what I would see spending $400,000 on.
So 1,600 square feet, so a respectable size.
Right.
3-bedroom, 2
at
bath,
that
which is
turquoise
pretty much the minimum
fan.
that you would want.
Of course, they have a turquoise fan. Just needs a little, you know,
Yeah.
the flooring is okay. Looks like an epoxy floor. I'd redo that. Maybe pop up the ceilings
Right.
to the cathedral ceilings. I'm
Yeah.
envisioning this. I
Nice
see this.
sort of Adobe fireplace.
Right?
I mean, this is definitely doable. So it's already sort of open with the kitchen. You probably take that top one down to have a bar, kind of expand it out a little
Yeah,
bit.
take those cabinets out.
too bad.
I'm seeing this. I'm envisioning this in our future. This is good. This is where it's at. Jake, we're going to Arizona. Look what we can afford in Arizona. This is amazing, and it's warm and beautiful, and just
Kansas is really nice,
go
though.
there. No, there's no palm trees in Kansas.
But you just moved here. You want to move again?
This is beautiful. There's no pool. There's a pool. There's a pond. We got a pond here, and it's currently drained right now because we're digging it out. And there's a pool here. Why can't we make the pond a whole pool?
A cement pond? I don't know.
Did you say semen?
A cement pond? That's what they said in the Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah.
Yeah. This is like dreamland, Arizona. Can you imagine having like cacti and palm trees in your front yard? When I sell my Chicago house, I feel like we're going to be looking in Arizona.
Well,
What do you think?
Kansas is great.
I know, but just, you know, when we need a break from Kansas, if there's like tornado city coming through, there's no tornadoes in Arizona. Are there? Are there tornadoes in Arizona?
I don't think so, but I know why. You just want to move there because you wear a heated vest if it's below 60 degrees outside.
I
A
do.
little electric heated vest that she turns on.
Battery powered. It's fantastic.
That's gorgeous. I still don't think. I mean, Arizona's really nice though. I still don't think it beats Kansas, but maybe. What was-
Part-time home. If
we're-
you can swing it.
We're kind
Arizona.
of buried into this one though. Yeah, I spent a lot on a big old building next door and the pond and the extension and all that stuff. So hopefully stay in Kansas, please.
Maybe just a little vacation, Arizona. How do you want to end
April's
it?
leaving me.
I'm not leaving. I'm just splitting up time.
So you only want to be with me part of the time.
Just when it's warm.
You're gonna have a Arizona co-host for Good Night YouTube or something.
We really should
Co-host.
call this Good Day or Good Night YouTube because it sets so dark. And people in the comments all the time, they're like, what are you doing? It doesn't look like a morning set at all. Should it be Good Day YouTube? From Arizona, live, Good Day YouTube.
Thank you so much for watching. My dreams have shattered.